Hey, and good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski here as we're tracking some pretty big thunderstorms coming in about on time, about 30 minutes earlier than what the models are showing. Close enough, but we're kind of watching these storms up across northwest Georgia here for this afternoon as we're just kind of getting going here. I was going to try to simulcast on Facebook, but it was doing it as a test. So only going to have it on YouTube for sorry if you guys have it on Facebook. I might try to get it going there here in just a second. But let's take a look at what we got currently going on here with our storms right now. We got those two warnings that are currently up there, up on the border there with Tennessee and up there across extreme north Georgia. The one that just came out right now is for this one up here, basically coming into Catoosa and coming into areas there up toward Walker and part of Dade there a little bit. So again, just kind of clipping through there just a little bit. So again, that's going to be moving on through here pretty quickly. They're moving at a pretty good clip too. They're moving at a pretty good rate to say the least. Let me go over here to my radar Omega here. There we go. So I can switch over to that. So you can see where all the warnings are right there. Let me get this up. So get this moved over here. So I've got multiple things up right now. So here we go. This is for Catoosa, Northwest Murray, Whitfield, Central, Walker goes until 6:15. So that's all the warnings that are currently up in there right now. But looks like there's not a whole lot south of this line, but there's a lot of activity out ahead of this. Now it is destabilized. We had some stuff that came through earlier, and it has come down just a little bit, but yeah, this is not overly bad. It was always on the low side, marginal to slight risk here. Some of these had some pretty good wins with this. Now, as you can see with the stuff going down below me, because I haven't got my my watch warning system just for specifically Georgia just yet. There's a lot of activity going up there into areas of Pennsylvania for today. So count yourself lucky we're not getting that kind of weather here across North Georgia here. With this, but we're going to get some strong gusty winds. We're going to watch this stuff out ahead of this stuff too. We got all these cameras in here, so we can kind of take a look, see, and get an idea of what the weather is going to be doing in those areas. You can see those dark clouds coming into Pickens County right there for the moment. So we can check out some of these cameras as this weather moves into those areas. So it's going to be some pretty gusty winds, brief heavy rains, a little bit of lightning. Not expecting really hail with this. It's really the wind gusts, which are going to be the big thing as these storms come on through. So let me go ahead and get over here. I'm going to try this one more time. I'm not exactly sure why Facebook, when I was trying to do a live on here, where they went ahead and it just did it as a test, which I'm not sure why it did that. It did not make any sense to me why it did that, but that's exactly what it did. It said, okay, start test. I'm like, no, I don't want to test. I want to go live. It's like, man, it irritates me, man. It irritates the crud out of me. But, we'll do what we can do here. I'm just going to kind of put this in here real quick and see if I can get this thing to go. And I'm not even putting anything in here. I'm just going to make this very, very basic. And we'll see if it gets going. Join the coverage. I'm just doing this very, very simply here. We'll try to do this one more time. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. So we'll just try it one more time. And we'll see if it shows up here again. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out. If you haven't done so, go ahead and let me know where guys are watching from there on the chat and anywhere across North Georgia. And there now it's saying go live. There it goes. All right, we'll go and go live. All right, hey, so Facebook, we got you on here too. I would have had you going at the beginning of this thing for both, but we were having a little technical issue with Facebook. They were doing it as a test for some dumb reason. I have no idea why, but that's what they were doing. They were doing it as a test. So anyway, we got you streaming on both of them here. Again, this is going to be looks like predominantly a North Georgia thing. I don't know if Metro Atlanta is going to get much out of this thing or not, but that's what we're seeing right now. I want to show you guys the overall new look. As you can see, I've redone the entire display here, and we got multiple cameras and multiple views and stuff that we've got here that I've kind of added in here. New counter, just an overall better look here, and I've also got multiple radar systems that I can have. So now Radar Omega is my one that I'm most comfortable with. I'm not really comfortable with Weatherfront just yet. That's my new app that's kind of doing all of our main coverage stuff, but I always keep three. Always want to make sure I have a backup just in case anything goes down. So we've got this one here, which is with Weatherfront, And then this is Radar Mega. This is one I've used for the last 2 years plus. And then we've got WeatherWise. So I've got 3 different weather systems here to make sure that I've got coverage, because you never know when one goes down. That has happened before. You always got to make sure you have a backup on there. So, but we can look at all the different products. I've got excessive rain here. I can look at the severe weather outlook, which this has not changed. This is still the same as of 4 o'clock. You see a lot of North Alabama, North Georgia still under that slight risk here for today. I got my satellite picture in here as well. So we can look at that. We can look at our local temperatures, and we can look at our forecast model data. So everything's there the way I want it to be, and we will continue to track. And the big thing is, I'll keep looking back at this graphic to just kind of see. Right now, as you can see, we don't have anything out here toward the metro area. Everything's pretty quiet down there for the moment. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. I think it's going to be a lot of these northern counties. They're kind of north of that line, at least looking at the intensity of that line right now, where the most activity is going to be kind of falling for right now. So that's so let's go back over to that real quick. So like I said, new view. So I got to get used to doing things a little bit differently than I've done in the past. So please bear with me as I get on through this here a little bit. All right. So anyway, I do have the chat open. I can see you guys scrolling through there. Again, give me thumbs up if you can. Keep that algorithm happy. That is the name of the game when it comes to that. And I appreciate you guys letting me know where y'all watching from. Dalton, you guys about ready to get hit pretty good right about now. Unfortunately, the Dalton camera I have got at the train depot that I typically use, which is that one, is down. It's down for the moment, so I will not be able to use my Dalton camera like I typically use. But it was down this morning. There's the view outside my backyard. Got some blue skies out there. Temperature right now back up to 91 degrees. Feels like 99.7. So it is hot, humid, just absolutely just abysmal out here in Brazelton for right now. So. But you can kind of see the quad look there. Blairsville's got some skies there. You got the folks there in Helen. I know the tubing companies were very busy for today. There's the live stream out of Dahlonega. So again, the skies are a little angry, but we're going to be in store for some better weather for tomorrow, guys. We've got some very nice weather that'll be moving back in here for tomorrow. But anyway, let's go back over to the radar. Let's watch what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and kind of just go around here a little bit here. And you can kind of see Dalton is going to be getting in on the action with this current warning coming in through Tunnel Hill right now. Dalton up to Vernell and up toward Cohutta. I always mispronounce that little city up there. Always mess that one up. But I do need to start using this radar here, because this one, the big advantage that this one has over Radar Mega. Radar Mega, I cannot adjust the city fonts. This one I could, and it's easier to spot and easier to read. So I need to get used to using this one over what I've been using in the past. But this one you can clearly see the cities a little bit better than what we have over on the other system. So as I'm saying, I'm always trying to improve the product and make this thing better for you guys here. All right, but you can see where the heavier rains are definitely falling there. And these are moving at a good clip. So again, flooding won't be a problem with this stuff. This stuff's moving too fast for that. So moving off toward the east here at a good clip. It moved across the entire state of Alabama in about 3.5 hours, so it didn't take very long. And you see all these little spotty showers that are out ahead of this thing right now. These little hit and run showers, just making that humidity just feel even that much worse. Just a lot worse. Now, like I said, the good news tomorrow is we're going to get a front to come through. We're going to reduce that humidity, and we're probably not going to see the 90s here for a while. I think it's going to be at least a week before we see the 90s. Really kind of back in there. Now, areas down to the south and east tomorrow will still hold on to it, like heading over toward Augusta and Covington and down toward the southeastern zones. But most of North Georgia, you guys down up here will be looking at some much better conditions here overall. So, but once I get my adjustment made on the severe weather alert thing, like I said, up there in Pennsylvania, they're getting hit pretty good up there with a lot of we'll be glad we're not getting that level of warnings and stuff. So we'll get this one adjusted here soon enough. But we'll see if any of this stuff out ahead of this main line causes any more stuff. I don't anticipate to be on here very long, by the way, and thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you very much. Yeah, getting closer and closer to 13,000. That'd be really... I'll be looking forward to getting to that here pretty soon. The big goal on the YouTube channel, by the way, is to get to 25,000. That's really kind of a real mark for the YouTube channel as far as potential YouTube advertisers and sponsors, which is what I'm always trying to find as revenue to update this system, because eventually we'll have our own weather computer, our own Viper. Eventually, that stuff just costs a lot of money. So I'm trying to save as much as I can right now. We're getting there ever so slowly, little by little. But we just got these spotty little quick showers. I mean, what's interesting with these showers, it's like you'll hear it. The wind will come up real quick. You get a quick downpour, lasts for a few minutes, and then it's gone. And then you're waiting for this main line. But the main line is definitely favoring the Tennessee and Georgia line. Okay, clearly hitting those areas the most for right now. That's where the heaviest rainfall and the heaviest storms are going to be falling. So it's be going right along that line here. So eventually getting here into Blue Ridge, Blairsville, Hiawassee, Epworth, McKaysville, all these northern areas. It might clip down into Helen, at least with the most expensive LJ. These are probably the areas that are going to be the most under the gun here as far as where this heavy action is going to be up here across North Georgia. So, appreciate you guys. Oh, we got Tyler back out there on YouTube. Hey, Tyler, good to see you, brother. I don't think I caught you the last time we did one of these. It's been a hot minute since we've had a lot of opportunities to do severe weather here in the South. We haven't really had that much. The wind's going to be hit Clermont. Didn't move through there already? I'm not sure where that's at. I don't have my phone with me, so I don't. If you're in front of this line, you're going to get some gusty winds. I mean, we had a little shower that blew through here a while ago, earlier in the day, and it gave me almost 25-mile-per-hour winds, and those weren't even remotely severe. So I think anything that comes up with these heavy rains, you're going to get some pretty good. We got Deanna Marine saying that the Ringgold power is out there. That doesn't shock me. Thank you for reporting that in. Right below Cleveland. Oh, okay. Well, you're, I thought I heard that before. You're right. Yeah, you got a little while before it gets up that way. I don't know if it'll get that far south. There's some stuff there coming to your west we'll watch that are not severe. But I even think with some of this other stuff, you're going to still see like 40-mile-per-hour winds and things like that. I think that's still in the cards here. There's no other special weather. I'm just kind of looking on one of my other apps. There's none of those storms that are to the west, like heading toward Dawsonville and Dahlonega, are even triggering a special weather statement. So we're not even getting that right now. So that's good. But right now it's northern. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. I do not have on my old channel, I had an alert. I have not brought it over here. I had an alert tone that would alert me whenever I had new subscribers. I don't have it into this build just yet. So I'll get that back. It's a nice little alert tone, a nice little clap that goes on. I've not brought it over to this new live version yet, so that's coming. So just know it's coming back. I still got to get my Chat Ninja back into this version of a live, so it will be coming soon enough. So I was like, oh yeah, I don't have that alert tone over here anymore, because I always like to thank new subscribers. When you're trying to build something like this, man, I tell you, there are days I go, man, I don't know if I can do this. And there's always, oh yeah, I can do this. And it's just trying to build up an audience. It's tough. It's hard. A lot of hard work. And we've had some good runs here to be able to get. I mean, let me put it this way: compared to some of my digital partners or colleagues out there, they don't have an audience quite this big on their YouTube channels as much. They've got other outlets they stream on, and they're more advertising heavy, which I'm not yet because I don't have that many advertisers yet. So I got to focus on social media to try to be my income earning platform. So every time we can add that to that subscriber base, and like I said, every dime, every penny, even the days I fill in at Fox, I bank that for our weather computer, which is going to be a big expense. I'm about a third of the way there. So we're making progress. We are definitely making progress. All right, I'm waiting to see if we're going to get a new warning here soon enough, and just kind of waiting to see on that. Not seeing it just yet. Let me see. Let me do this real quick. I want to go over to the wider perspective here. And hold on one second here. Again, this is I don't think I've turned on my watches here, so I want to do it. I want to keep that on this particular page here. So bear with me for a second. Let me get this thing turned on. Yeah. And I just want to make sure that anything new don't come out. Yeah, everything's up to the north right now. So as you kind of see the bigger picture, you see all the tornado watches and warnings up there across Pennsylvania and up there. So we don't have anything that down here. We're just kind of got a little trough line, little weakness that's kind of coming in across North Georgia. Oops, went in too quickly there. Back it up, and you see the warnings right there with these storms there. So, but this is kind of my bigger snapshot picture there. But be glad we're not getting the stuff that they're getting up there into areas of Pennsylvania. Thank goodness for that. I'll let the big boys deal with that stuff. Hey, Tyler, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Tyler, for those who don't know, if you're out there on the chat world, he is like our, he's been with us on this channel since we were the old Weather Nerds channel when we were trying to do a national channel and just couldn't find the audience. Just could not make it there with the big boys out there. The YouTube algorithm made it nearly impossible. So we focus local. Our local coverage area is North Georgia, but we invite anybody here that's in the state. You know, if you're in a neighboring Alabama or Tennessee or South Carolina, you're more than happy to be in here. Absolutely. Be part of our family here. And, but the one thing I do not do here is I don't like to play the super hyperventilating type game, which is a lot of the two big channels go out there in the YouTube verse that do that, and I'm just not my cup of tea. So best advice for me is to keep you guys weather informed, weather safe, and make sure that you guys know what's coming. Again, this was never going to be a big deal. We're kind of out of severe weather season. I mean, we're in June now. You know, our main months is kind of like getting toward the end of March, April, maybe early May. So this is not really one of our more significant events, but we've had a lot of heat. You know, we got very hot temperatures. Air's pretty tropical. You bring any kind of weakness into that area, you're going to get something. And I am noticing a couple of, like, here's a wind report here. We got a tree down on a rover runway. So you know you got some gusty winds when you're getting some wind reports. There's another one here. Tree down on a road on 73. So there's that. So again, this line has got some winds with it. We know that. Just coming through the Dalton area right now. And we got some other rain. So let's look at some of these cameras over here. And you can see the dark clouds there. It's part of the reason why I've got this. I still want to keep Radar Omega is because, especially for North Georgia, they got a lot of good cameras here that I want to continue to have access to. See the dark skies there. And probably get some pretty good rain there in Canton. Oh, yeah. See a little bit of that. Some of that wind blowing out there with that little flag right there. not too bad. So anyway, what do you guys think of the new look? I mean, I know you guys have been watching for a while, especially if you've been on from the old channel. It's amazing every time I do one of these build outs, each one's always a little better than the other, or the last one. So there's a couple of things that will change when we get the new computer system, because we will have a very professional L-bar system, which will be rotating like currents and forecasts and live shots and stuff like that. We do have our own little forecast world down there that Buddy made me, which was very nice. But it'll be a little bit different than what this, but this is kind of the general look. And don't know when we'll get our 24-hour channel up. I think we're going to have to wait until we get the weather computer to do it right, to do it correctly. So that's one thing we're working on. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out. If you're over on YouTube, make sure you get that. We're averaging about 3 minutes and 42 seconds. So that means that's our average turnaround time for people coming in and coming out. So for those who don't know how YouTube works, you got to feed the YouTube algorithm. So as you leave, and I know folks come in and go out all the time, just please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you're a subscriber. Leave a comment. Keep that algorithm happy as you turn out, because what it'll do is as you leave, somebody else will come in and replace you. So appreciate you guys helping us out here. All right. So anyway, what we're seeing right now, I mean, down south of Metro, I'm going to switch back to the Atlanta radar here, and just some spotty showers here around the metro area. Again, this is up across extreme North Georgia. I guess that Huntsville radar is still the best one to use right now. So we see all that. Let me switch back over to this one. I I only want to use, and thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. I really want to get used to using this one because it is easier to read the cities, because that was probably the biggest complaint that I had using Radar Omega was they couldn't see the cities and stuff. And even for me, sometimes it was hard. This is a lot easier to read the cities and towns, a lot easier. So I definitely want to use this one. It can do the same things as Radar Omega as far as velocity and storm tracks and stuff like it can do all that. It just doesn't have the camera network. So I will not retire Radar Omega. That'll be my backup. But I got to get used to using this particular app here to get better used to it, so that so I could do better. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a little tour. Let's go through here. We'll see some of the action that's going on here. You can see some pretty good rains going through the Cartersville's area up toward Cassville, Adairsville, getting some pretty good rains. Had a good rain come through Calhoun. Dalton is getting hit pretty good. You see the heavier rains there. Chatsworth, you're going to get hit pretty decently here. And this is getting ready to move out of the warning area. So I'm waiting to see if the Weather Service is going to come out with a new warning here out ahead of this, kind of coming in toward Fannin County, for example. And see if that's going to be in Gilmer County. See if it's going to get in there as well. So we got some pretty good rains. Obviously coming in toward Ellijay, you see that, and coming up toward Cherry Log, and heading up toward Blue Ridge and Morgantown and Mineral Bluff. You guys are going to be next on the horizon on this as this continues to move off toward the east. Again, these are moving at a pretty good clip at about 35 miles per hour or so. So let's see. Let me double check the speed. Now, I will say this. The Radar Omega one, I got to get used to doing the settings on this. I've got to remember how to do the settings on this stuff. But it does, the print statements are definitely easier to read off of Radar Omega. They can read that, but they can't read the city. So it's like, pick your poison. Which one do you like, So I got Shiv Pam 3590 said getting slammed good in Dalton. I think they're Shiv Pam Farm. Is that Shiv Farm? 3590. Yeah, I don't doubt that. You guys getting hit pretty good up there right now. And if we get into hurricane season, and if we do get a tropical system to work up this way, this will be our primary. And when I did last year, for example, well, the year before, not last year. Last year we didn't have anything going on, but the year before, I did like 12, 13 hours of coverage of some of the tropical systems that came up this way and gave us some problems. So we'll be ready to do that kind of thing for you guys. I'm also checking with another company to help with the information bar stuff. I found a place that'll actually do like local temperatures and go through that stuff, but there's no playlist. You can build it, but it's only going to show one. So, which kind of does no point. So I messaged the company. I said, hey, if you can get this stuff, do like a playlist thing. I love it. I would take it in a heartbeat. So hopefully they get that fixed. I'd love to be able to have that. See, we got, there's our new warning. So we got our new warning just came out. I just saw that. Let me switch over to, I want to switch over to the Radar Omega here. Just got our new warning. So let's go on over to there. And let's go ahead and rip the new warning. We knew this was coming, so we knew it was getting ahead of us. So this one is for Gilmer County, Murray County, southeastern Whitfield County, and Fannin County goes till 6:45. Severe thunderstorm was located on line extending from near Tanga to near Tilton. I think it's Tilton, moving east at 45. So you can see these storms are moving at a pretty good clip. All right, so should move to the County Wildlife Management Area. Here's Blue Ridge right there. So we're getting ready to go into Blue Ridge here real soon. So these storms we're packing a punch. So all you other counties out ahead of this thing and other cities heading up toward Blairsville, Young Harris, Hiawassee, maybe getting down toward Helen. Not sure if it's going to get down as far south as Dahlonega. Batesville, Clayton. I mean, these things are moving at a very good clip. Within the next hour and a half, you guys are going to get some pretty good gusty winds blowing through here pretty soon. So the fact that we've had, now 2 severe thunderstorm warnings have come across North Georgia, coming in the middle of the forecast area, right through there. So we've been getting that stuff, right through here, which is almost dead center of the yellow line. I would consider that a forecast verification. Now, for you guys to realize something, when it's marginal like this, most of the time when it's a one, you're going to get a special weather statement like 40-mile-per-hour winds. You might get an isolated severe thunderstorm possible. When you're dealing with level 2 like this, then it's more likely you're going to get a few potential severe thunderstorm warnings, more than just one, which we've already had 2. So in my definition of slight to marginal, yeah, it's verifying out. All right. Let's go back over here to the radar here. Again, I'm going to check out some of these cameras here. Let's see here. And we got some cameras here near LJ. Let's check this one out. There you go. See the heavy rain there going through there right now. Yeah, pretty good downpour. Might be some small hail with that, maybe. Can't tell if that's hail on the ground or not down over here. Looks like just plain old heavy rain. So you see that coming into LJ right now. Let's check out this camera down here. Just starting to rain there at the ball field. Remember, we just checked that a few minutes ago. It was dry as a bell. So we're getting that going on down there. We got too old to run, thunder and rain here at Lake Altoona. Yeah, I don't doubt that. You get some stuff down here. So we got some rains down here through Bartow County. Check out the Cartersville camera here. Oh yeah, there you go. That's downpour. There you go. Pretty good downpour going on there. And some winds. But notice the flag is pretty straight. So although it's shaking a little bit. Not a ton of rain. Not a ton of wind with that. Not looking too bad. So I'm right here, by the way. This is where I'm at, right about there. So I got a shower just to my north, got a couple showers there. But the main action is going to be up here to the north. Yeah, this one does a little bit of 3D. Oh, someone unfollowed me. How dare you? Unsubscribed. That's not nice. It's all right. One bad thing about YouTube is you got a lot of bots out there, man. There's a lot of them. So it's very important when we do get weather opportunities to keep the channel growing in the right direction, because you're going to naturally lose subscribers regularly because the system's constantly scanning and deleting bots. So you'll constantly get some natural fluctuations. A buddy of mine kind of explained that out to me, how that works. So again, we got this new warning up right now. The 60-mile-per-hour winds and 3/4-inch hail is the big thing for this. So again, we're talking about we're going in toward Gilmore County right now, Murray County, Southeast Whitfield County, and Fannin County. All goes till 6:45 on that new warning. All right. So that is our warn area right there. Get some pretty good rains there coming into Jasper. Ball Ground's getting some pretty good rains right now. Not a ton of lightning with this, but there's a little bit. The more lightning's up along the Tennessee and Georgia border. Yeah, my if I had to tell you all what my goal for this for the social media platforms would be, to get them large enough to be self-sufficient, to where I don't have to worry about advertising. I hate advertising. I hate trying to do it. It's kind of tough. Shipfart said wind and hail here. So there's been some reports. Thank you. So we're getting some reports of some of that small hail into that zone. So let's see here. I've not tried to use all the I'm not even totally familiar with I gotta figure out. I don't want to play around with something during a live event. I'll have to do it at some other time. So let's go back over to Radar Mega here. Like I said, new system, gotta get used to it. Oh, there's a new warning. It came up there in Tennessee. This is a Tennessee right here. That's up over the border. So that's for western Cherokee County, Polk County, southeastern McMinn County and southern Monroe County goes till 7 o'clock. Storm was located line extended from near Etowah to 11 miles north of Eaton. Somebody was just mentioning that. Moving east at 45, 60-mile-per-hour winds. So we're getting those winds right along that border. So let's see if any pockets of hail I can see in there. Let's see here if I can see any from that distance. Yeah, a little bit. Not overly high. These little blue areas in here, this is where you probably might be seeing a little bit of hail. Let's see what it looks like from this radar here. Yeah, a little bit. So looks like there might be some hail right through here. Pretty small. Probably pea size, nickel size. Penny size maybe. I'll look over here. When you get the one thing when you're looking for this, if you ever see when it's like grayed out, that's when you know you're getting some really good size hail. This looks pretty manageable right here with this. Wasn't expecting large hail with this particular event to begin with. So if you're in the Houston area, which is not too far from where I'm at, it looks like it depends on how these storms kind of line up, how they come on through here. If the models are projecting correctly, sometime around 8 or 9 o'clock, there should be a line of storms that would go through the Houston area, including my area and Brazelton. So you might get a little bit of that. If you guys can hold on for just 1 second, I want to get me a drink because I started this without getting a good one. This one's kind of gotten stale on me, and I got to go to the restroom. But I'll be right back, and let me know where you guys are watching from. Do that. Get that counter going up there. Let's get this thing moving up this way. See that counter right there? Let's get that thing moving. So I'll be right back, and thank you. All right, hold on. Oops, turn that off. Ah. All right, there we go. We're back. Got me a little soda pop going. Here again, appreciate you guys here. I'd say we got another subscriber there. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. We got Hartwell in the house. We got Buford in the house. We got Tennessee in the house. Monroe, Georgia. LaGrange, Georgia. Rome, Georgia. We got you all in the house here. All right. Good. All right. So what we're going to be watching here closely here for this evening, let me switch back over to this one, is to see if any of the stuff here on this part of the line starts to get any more severe or not. You know, it looks like to me the main area, just looking at where the lightning concentration is that it's up here where the most severe. You're not seeing a lot of lightning down on this end. So it would favor that where the heavier storm should ride along that northern border. But you never know. Just got to watch it. I mean, it's 6:14. The temperatures today have been pretty decent. I mean, this your temperatures out there right now. I mean, 86 still in Lafayette, 89 in Rome. So there's still some heat out there. Obviously, pretty warm and juicy air mass. And you can see the thunderstorms lining up very nicely here on the satellite picture. Check that out. I mean, so you got this little cluster here. Obviously, here's where the most dense stuff is up this way. So some pretty good storms. Got the hamster says it was in Dalton. It was pretty bad. Things should be improving there in Dalton, though. Looks like the worst of that has moved on through your area. So Dalton, you should be seeing some improvement there. What was something you learned in the military that has helped you for life? I would say, hell, just doing something like this, I don't think I would have done without learning some things in the military as far as, planning and organizing and trying to establish a goal and working toward it. I did 30 years in the military. Today is the Army's birthday, by the way. If you didn't see my post over on Facebook, today is the 251st birthday of the U.S. Army. So, happy birthday to the Army. Now, I think once this gets by tonight, guys, I think after midnight, we're going to be looking pretty good. So let's look at the latest model run here. Let me get that up real quick. And I will show you the models here real quick. So let's look at that. Oops. Let me pull up the latest high res here. Here's the 21Z. All right. Oh, this is back. I gotta let this loop all the way through. Just bear with me for a second. All right, so there it goes. That's the 7 o'clock position. That's about right now. So it's not picking up the spotty stuff out ahead of that main line, but you see the 8 o'clock position. There's the 9 o'clock position. So that's what we're talking about Houston here. That's like some pretty good heavy storms in that area there and over toward the east. And that's at 9 o'clock. And then there's 10, and then it moves on through. So once this won't go past midnight. So you see the line sinking southward. And then we're done. So that's the latest high resolution model run there. All right. So let's go back here to the. Always like to check the cameras out here. Let's see Pickens County here. Oh, I love it when you get some sunshine with the rain coming down. See a little bit of that sun coming through the cloud. That's here in Pickens County right there. See the temperature starting to drop there. That one's done. Let's try the Dawson. Let's get over to Dawson County here. Let's see that Crystal Falls. See, hey, got folks still out on the golf course trying to get their golf in. I tell you one thing, if I'm hearing thunder and lightning nearby, I am not staying out on the golf course. That's probably the worst place to be right now. But there's guys there trying to get their game of golf in before things is over. And they're probably getting some good there at the Cherokee. Not in there yet, but getting close. So thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. If you have not downloaded, by the way, and I do want to offer this because this is free, obviously. So let me get this up for you guys. So, I'm going to put in here first. Weather, there we go. All right. So, one thing you're trying to do when you're trying to build a good, effective, weather channel is you like to have a good weather app, and we got a good one. We got a good sponsor, and our sponsor is Roof It Forward out of Woodstock. They actually do really great quality roofs, and they also give a portion to every roof job to a local children's charity. So if you want to download that weather app, if you're an Apple user, I just put that over there for you guys. And for you Android guys, just hold on one second. I'll put that in the chat for you guys as well. I should have had this up before I broadcasted, so my apologies for not doing so. But, the brain just kind of like, okay, whatever. Let me get this ready for you guys. I cannot type with a damn today. There it is. All right. So here is if you're an Android user, here is the app for. There's the link for Android. So, anyway, it's a great app to have. It'll definitely. One thing I love about this app, you can use it anywhere. By the way, not just North Georgia. You can use it anywhere. It'll alert you when there's rain nearby. It's going to alert you when there's lightning in the vicinity. It'll give you, obviously, the severe weather alerts. It'll give you an hour-by-hour forecast. It'll give you a future cast to see where the rain's projected to go over the next hour. It's a great app. Go ahead and download that thing. Make it part of your toolbox. We've got almost 2,500 downloads on that. We really need to get it above 10. That's going to take a little time. We were hoping we were going to get it out. We got it in like the end of April, and it really wasn't much of a severe weather season, so we really didn't get to promote that thing as much as I would like to have done. So, again, if you want to download a great weather app and have that on your phone, please do so. I appreciate that. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. I always like to say thanks to everybody. If I could catch it like that one right there. Like I said, I really got to get my alert tone back up. What I love about the Chat Ninja alert tone is that it doesn't catch all of them, but it catches some of me where I can actually thank you by name. So it's definitely something I've got to get back in here. I got to pull it over from the old build, which I just didn't have time to do it today. I had to get this going. And Virgilio Williams, 6523, says, you have a great app. Well, I hope you guys like that app. That app is, by the way, from a company out of Alabama called Barron Systems. And they are one of the best weather companies in the country. That's where we're hoping to get our weather box from. It's the same system I use when I fill in at Fox 5, which I got to work there tomorrow during the day. And it's a great weather app. So go ahead and download that. Appreciate that. All right, let's go back up here to go back over this one. And we'll go back here and just kind of look what's going on here, the wider perspective. Right now, we're on the Atlanta radar here. And we're probably going to get some new additional warnings here pretty soon. Again, these storms are moving at a very good clip. So getting ready to come into Blue Ridge. The Blue Ridge camera, which I used to use all the time, it's been down for over a month. So it's still down right at the moment. We will be able to use the Blairsville camera here soon enough to see what's going on there. That's the Helen cam. Where's my Blairsville camera? I got one here somewhere. Do I have it on there? I don't have it on the individual, do I? No, I don't. I've only got it up here on my quad. All right, there's my quad view. But anyway, so there's Blairsville, Helen, and Brazel. Now, Brazelton and Dahlonega are constant streaming cameras, so I don't have to refresh those. The Blairsville and Helen cameras, they're not, so they got to be refreshed every time I pop them up, or it's going to be like delayed. So it's just one of those setting problems you got to do when you're trying to do live coverage there. All right, so again, here's where the current warnings are. You see them when they're riding right along that border of Tennessee, North Carolina, and up this way. Now, for any of my friends who may be watching up there across western North Carolina, especially you guys with Mountain Buzz Radio, you guys just watch out. These storms are knocking on your front door here real soon. We don't have any special we don't have any special weather statements for any of the other activity out there for the moment. There you can see the warning box there kind of getting clipped away there a little bit. So everybody out ahead of there. So we're talking about Murphy, Hayesville, Blairsville, Young Harris, Hiawassee, eventually getting into Helen, Yana. Cleveland might get clipped here, but this stuff to the south doesn't look nearly as bad. This stuff down here is starting to fill in now a little bit. Down toward Ball Ground, Canton, Holly Springs, getting into North Metro there. Calhoun's got some pretty good rains coming back in there as well. Now, I'm not sure about the height. Let me do one thing. I want to go back up Radar Omega real quick. One thing I do want to check here. I want to see what the heights on these storms are doing. So give me a second to do see if it'll do a 3D. Well, hold on. Oop, not that one. I want to check the 3D scan on this and see what the heights of these storms are doing here. And it looks like we are sitting at... trying to get an idea of how high these cloud tops are. Oops, there it looks like I saw it there. Not overly high. Looks like between 30, I don't know, between 31,000 and 46,000, somewhere in there. Just kind of looking at it. They're not overly high. I've seen better storms. These are okay. That's what I would put that. They're okay. That's how I would assess the height of those storms. Because summertime thunderstorms, you get a real good one. We get a lot of heat. Boy, you can punch 50,000 plus easily with some of those storms. These are not, but look at the wind reports. Again, we're getting a nice little cluster of wind damage reports right through here, starting to show up there. So here's Ringhold here. We had several trees reported down near the town of Ringhold. Tree down on the roadway. Tree down in the town of Chickamauga. So all these storms are having tree down on the roadway again. So as we get more reports, it'll start populating in. So you definitely could tell these storms have got some pretty good winds with them. Very, very good winds with these. But at least they're moving pretty good. At least the flooding won't be a problem. There'll be no flooding with this thing. No problems here on the flood problem here. And thank you for that new subscriber. I'm always loving new subscribers. I want to, hey, every person out there who takes the time to subscribe. One thing I want to mention is if you're a new subscriber, make sure you hit the notification bell. That is so critical for the success or non-success of this channel, is hitting that notification bell, because it's just the way YouTube works. I didn't really realize that as much on my old channel as I do on this one. It is so critical. So please do that. That way you get alerted for the daily updates that we do, obviously our daily forecast, as well as when we do live. Because if you don't do that, the YouTube algorithm won't say, hey, he's gone live or doing some live coverage. So if you want to get alerted on this, please do so. All right. Now, one thing I got to give YouTube credit for is that they're doing a much better job of targeting who skits your product and see. I give those guys kudos for that, because it used to not be that way. So thank you for that new subscriber. Just hit up there to 60. I appreciate that. I don't know how long it'll take us to get to the 25,000 mark. That's going to probably take some time. If we get if a landfall and tropical system comes in, that will probably be a big push. That'll be a big one there. So anyway, let's go back in here. Thank you for that new subscriber. All right. Yeah, Blue Ridge, boy, you guys are getting hit pretty good right now. I wish that camera was still there, but boy, if you've been up that way, you know what this is like in here. So we get some very heavy rains. Taking that road up Highway 5, going up toward Epworth and McKaysville. That's probably some blinding rain going through there right now. Mineral Bluff, going there on going up on 76, heading over toward Morgantown. I guarantee you probably got a very thick wall of clouds. I mean, a wall cloud just kind of racing at you in this direction at 45 miles per hour. So this is already in Blue Ridge. So the next town in its path is going to be up toward Blairsville. So we'll get some new warnings out here very soon. Going up into Blairsville and Young Harris, that's probably going to be out here any second. Look at what I'm seeing there on the radar. There's no reason for me to believe that warning will not be extended. It probably will be. Don't double click on your subscribe button. It'll subscribe you, unsubscribe you. Be careful with that. I've done that before myself. Actually, I did that today. I was subscribing to this channel, this family that moved up to Alaska, and I subscribed and unsubscribed it myself on the same click. Like, whoops, sorry. Let's go back here to the south once again. So I mean, these aren't severe, but the reflectivity on these are pretty impressive. So you get some pretty good heavy rains here through Wasaka and Ball Ground and Nelson. You get some very good heavy rains there going through the Canton area right now. This will be coming into Cumming soon enough. I know we got a lot of viewers and watchers out of Cumming here. So Cumming, you're going to get some pretty good rains here. And this little cluster rain is going to be out my back door here pretty soon. So at the rate of speed it's moving, because I am sitting, just for you guys' reference, I'm sitting right about there. So be able to see some of that stuff. And thank you for that new subscriber. Y'all keep that thing going. And yeah, that'll be, we'll see what that looks like when it gets closer to our area there. Let's go back over to Radar Omega. I want to check some more cameras. So I want to check and see. Oop, get that thing close on here. All right, you got a couple of these cameras here near LJ as this stuff's getting ready to pull in here. So I want to take a look at this. Yeah, you got some pretty good. Looks like this one's is dated here for some reason. Yeah, that's why we 5:54. Yeah, that is dated for some reason. So that's why, see, there's a good example of why we keep, there you go, keep that thing going. This is why we keep multiple radars. That would look like it was a little dated there, and it was. But this one's not. So it's always very important. You always got to keep a watchful eye on your time stamp up here, your time cube of your radar. So you want to make sure you don't get anything old. God knows I've done that before. It's like you get tunnel vision. You think you're on something like, oh, damn, that radar's old. Let me move over to something else. And I always like to check this one too, because one thing I like about WeatherWise is that it'll also it'll plot the special weather statements. It'll do those. Some platforms won't do it over others, but there you kind of see those lines. And we'll watch the tail end of this stuff. We'll see if that stuff becomes. But again, I think most of the severe is going to stay up in there. But I think once that goes by, things will be getting a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Nothing there. All right, let's go back over to radar one here. All right. So Dawsonville. I'll tell you one thing. I hope everybody's out of the water there at Helen right about now. I know it's not bad in Helen right now, but it's getting real close. Yeah, I got some pretty good rains coming. Dawsonville. Dahloneg's about ready to get hit pretty good. And thank you for that new subscriber. Thank you. Seeing what I remember when the kid there and Max was doing his channel and getting a build. He had a big event that was going on, and his subscriber counter was going like a damn odometer, and he was getting so excited. It was cute to watch. It's kind of funny watching the big channels now. The Max Velocity and the Ryan Hall, y'all guys, they've got a real war going on between those two guys, and it's getting nasty. I'm just sitting back and I'm gonna watch. Those guys getting very nasty out there, which kind of interesting that neither one of those two guys. One thing I've heard from a lot of you guys out here on social media world, on YouTube and Facebook, is that typically those two channels pretty much ignore North Georgia or even the Southeast for that matter. I'm not exactly sure why. I think it may have something to do with the storm chasers and all the little stuff like that. Because chasing in this part of the world is not really the best in the world. It may have something to do with it. But I tell you, those two guys have got a real slugfest. And because although Ryan Hall is still the big guy out there with like 3.3 or 3.4 million views, Max Hall's got like a little over 2 million. So they're not that far off from each other anymore. But neither one are my style. Just not my thing. I can't watch Max because I get my anxiety just shoots up just listening to him because he treats everything like it's the end of the world. And Ryan Hall, I don't know, just not my cup of tea. Then again, I'm sure there's a lot of people who watch me and go, well, he's not my cup of tea. So there you go. To each his own, right? Like and subscribe. Thank you there, Little Sprout. I appreciate that. And another thing I can't do, another reason why I got to get that damn chat thing up. I know when we do these lives, we get a lot of you guys that become members on YouTube. So like we got two different levels. If you'd like to become a member, there is the Brick Tamlin level. If y'all remember the Anchor Man, that's the $1.99. And I pool all these as best I can because I go through natural fluctuations and I try to keep that up at a certain level. So, try to keep that going. And then we got the Jim Cantori level because I worked with Jim Cantori back in the Weather Channel back in the day in the late 90s. And Jim's a great guy. And that's where you really put your passion there. And that's $3.99 a month if you want to do that. So if you are a subscriber, you get my daily weather brief Monday through Friday. Now, Fridays I do a free-for-all because I try to attract people to become members. But I do a Monday through Friday weather brief. It's just a little more techno-geeko. I get a little more into some of the model data, and I'll kind of project a little bit longer than just, say, the week, that kind of thing. So I could be a little more loosey-goosey a little bit than I would be with my traditional forecast. So thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. So if you want to do that, you guys can check that out. Right now we got about 200 over on 200 on Facebook subscribers, and we got almost 100 YouTube members over there. So again, all that money goes to the channel. And every little dime helps as far as I'm concerned. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. The Weatherman's channel, No, I'm not seeing the Weatherman's channel. I'm not sure which one. I will tell you this much. I am part of a network, by the way, if you guys don't know. It's called the Digital Weather Network. And we're a whole group of guys who are covering, we're TV meteorologists who have our own, who are former TV meteorologists who have got our own platforms, and we've got coverage pretty much all over the country, and Tennessee, and I got a buddy in East Tennessee, I got a buddy down in Panama City, Florida, I got a buddy over in Louisiana, guys out in Oklahoma who have got a really huge operation, but we're all at different levels here, but I am part of this group as we're trying to, we share information, we share ideas. Some of the techno guys out there are going to really help me when I get my real channel going. So it's going to be part of a network of guys who are dedicated to giving good weather information without being over the hype. Because what we've seen in social media, I'm sure you guys are very well aware of this, is that we get a lot of hype. We treat everything as super hyper, and the thing, my concern with something like that is that people get numb to it, and then when it's a big significant deal, they're like, they tune out or they don't listen. And so this one here, I mean, I knew we were going to have some severe weather, we're going to do some coverage, but I knew it was going to be a huge event, big event. But you can't treat every storm as the storm of the century, because if you do that, then you're just going to destroy your credibility, and people tune out. And that's the one thing I do not do here. At least do my best to try not to do here, although I still get accused of it from time to time from some guys. And don't worry, when I get them on Facebook, I block them. I go, you're gone. You're gone. Let me see. Ella J. No, Ella J's still in the warning. They did just trim it away, but the worst there in Ella J, by the way, it looks like it's gone by you now. So this is the back part of the box right here. So looks like the worst of it's gone by you. So we got a little more time left on that warning. 6:45. You got about 7 more minutes left on that warning. So there's our yellow box there. Like I said, I've got to figure out some of the settings on this new weather front program, which I really like, because I can adjust the road settings and stuff, which I haven't really fooled around with just yet. But you can see the wind reports here come in here. Several trees down in Reinhold. So again, this is and what's really bad is that Radar Omega, which I've enjoyed using over the years, they're actually based in Dawsonville, and I was trying to reach out to those guys to see if they would like to partner up or do some stuff, and they pretty much blew me off. So I'll keep Radar Omega because of its camera network, but it probably won't be my once I get used to using this new system. We got a new warning that just came out. I just saw that. That's up in, got a new warning. Let me switch over to Radar Omega here because I can see it a little bit better. There you go. So let's go over here. See the new warning. This is coming into the Carolinas. So this is for a lot of you guys up there in my western North Carolina friends up that way. So we're talking about Cherokee County and Clay County and southeastern Monroe County. It goes till 7:30. Severe thunderstorm was located along a line extending from 14 miles southeast of Madisonville, north of Morgantown, moving east at 45. 60-mile-per-hour winds are the big thing. So, yep, that is that. And there's the new warning for the south. All right, so here's our new warning here. We knew this was coming soon. So this is for Towns County, northern Lumpkin County, eastern Gilmore County, White County, Union County, eastern Fannin goes till 7:30. And these are moving east at 50 down here. So moving at a pretty good clip. We got a lot of counties there. And we see these storms. Let's see what the problem with the Radar Omega. I probably need to reboot that app because it's clearly dated. So I'm gonna switch back over to this, and I'm gonna shut Radar Omega down here for a second. That's part of the reason why Radar Omega's had some problems, or it's had some issues. So, but that's why you have multiple. That's why you have multiple radar systems, so you can reset, reboot, do what you got to do. Now it's right. Now it's not. Now it's looking correct. There we go. There we go. Go. I got some pretty good stuff coming in Dahlonega here soon. So let's see the live look here, and Yeah, look at the Blairsville camera. The Blairsville camera is getting real dark. You see the dark clouds coming in the Blairsville. That's just looking back off toward the west there to what's over Blue Ridge right now. So we got some pretty good rains there. There's Helen, Georgia. You can see the black clouds there a little bit, starting to build up over the mountains. Athens is still looking pretty good. It's a little hazy there. And Dahlonega, the skies are getting darker for sure. Definitely getting a little more black there in Dahlonega. And that camera's down. And there's jets up there at Sky Valley. That's extreme northeast Georgia. They'll be the last ones to get it. And then there's outside my back door in Brazelton. Not bad there right now. So again, there's the cluster of storms. I'll catch up there a little bit. But once this goes by, guys, that should be about it. I'm not expecting anything more. Once this goes by here for tonight, that's going to be it. And then we'll get a bit of a break. And then we'll watch what happens later in the week. We are looking at something tropical, maybe trying to sneak up out of the Gulf toward later in the week. That could enhance the rains. It's just a question of how far south, how much far to the north does that moisture go? I'll watch that a little bit later. But again, here's our current warnings right now. Quite a bit there. Pretty good coverage area there. So I can zoom into this a little bit closer. Just let me get hold on 1 second. That's one thing I love about this, the interactivity of this stuff. So I can go in here and you can kind of see. So you got all the cities that are under these warnings right now. So we're talking Blue Ridge and LJ, Blairsville, Helen, Cleveland's clipped on this, Hayesville, Murphy, Marble, Andrews, all those areas under severe thunderstorm warning right now. Okay. So that's one thing I love about this new tool. Although I do got to, let me fix that real quick. I can fix that in like 2 seconds. I just something caught my eye. I need to fix this real quick because this was something else earlier. So let me fix this real quick. Here we go. Trying to fix things out. Thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what you waiting for? Come on, you need an invite? I'm giving you an invite. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I like to be your personal weatherman. That's what I like to sell myself as. Although some folks want to give me like 1,000 questions today, and I'm like, I can't answer all of them, man. If I did that, I would never get anything done. But yeah, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and really help you out. The big thing, like I said, 25,000 is the big goal. Has to be the big goal. At 25,000, that's when YouTube you see the bigger YouTube channels that have that product placement or advertising they kind of work in. That's where those channels make a lot of their revenue. And I wouldn't mind doing that, especially for a weather channel like this, for certain product placement and stuff like that, so that help pay the bills, you know? So I wouldn't mind getting that up to 25,000. I would rather do that kind of product placement because they reach out to you instead of me trying to go out and trying to do the sales part of this thing. Now, I've done a reorganization of my entire look to save myself more time. And that's going to help, okay? It's going to be very helpful because I just haven't had it because I've been making all my own graphics and stuff. I've kind of reduced that a little bit. So now I can start doing some sales stuff because I really need to find me that big studio sponsor. I want that big HVAC company or a car dealership or roofing company or a real estate agent who will put their will back us as a sponsor. Their logo would probably go over here and would be on all our broadcasts, and their studio would be named that way. And that's what I'm hoping to get because that would be a sizable monthly contribution, which will help pay to get all the systems that we want to get. I want to get my own camera network. I want to get, initially start with about 5 and get my weather system, which would really be a big help because that thing, when you get a nice weather computer, you can do a forecast, be up and ready to go. If you got everything built, you're ready to go in a matter of minutes, which is a far cry from what it was when I did weather, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, when we had to make all the graphics and took hours to do it. So it's almost instantaneous now. So anyway, now we are getting some stuff down here south. I don't want to ignore these guys down here, like Dawsonville, Gainesville, Oakwood, Flowery Branch. These are not severe, but you're going to get some pretty good downpours. There's a little bit of thunder and lightning with this as well. So I'm only minutes away. I'm right over here. So we're only minutes away from some of this coming through my backyard. Now, today I had about 0.08 inches of rain earlier today. I haven't had a whole lot of rain here at my house this month. I've only had about 1.20 inches so far. So, um, you know, we are fighting drought, which I think is going to be going away. Now, I did have somebody ask me earlier about asking about El Nino influence for the rest of summer. I will say what I'm seeing so far indicates to me that I think temperatures, for the most part, will average below normal because of increased cloud and rain activity, because we got a pretty active subtropical jet stream there. And that'll probably continue into the winter, which will also mean below normal temperatures for the winter because of clouds and rain. But when you have an El Nino like that, you also don't get the cold, big cold air intrusions to come in a lot. So we'll see. But one thing's for sure, this El Nino is going to be the strongest we've ever probably seen on record. It's probably going to be a record. There's no such thing as a super El Nino, by the way, just to let you know. It's either strong or it's not. They don't have a super El Nino category, so I don't want to use it because I think that's a media hype thing myself. So anyhow. So let's do this. Let's say this. If you are behind this line, you are up in this area here, you guys are clear. All right. You guys have had the worst come through, you guys, Northwest there. So we're talking areas up toward Lafayette and Dalton and Chatsworth and Calhoun and Somerville. Blue Ridge, you're about out of it now. And thank you for that subscriber. You guys are at it. Done. Now, you guys out ahead of here, different story. We're talking about Blairsville. You got the storms coming in here real soon. Young Harris, Hiawassee, Helen, Batesville, Yana, Cleveland. You guys are going to get hit here very, very soon. And again, look at those dark clouds there in Blairsville, that top left-hand corner. Wow. Yeah, we're going to see some very dark clouds and very heavy rains there coming into Blairsville here very shortly. And I see Helen's still pretty busy right now, but they've got some storms knocking on their front door too. So we'll be watching both of those here real soon. But you see those dark clouds approaching Blairsville very quickly. I got to make sure I put that individual camera on my live feeds. I thought I did that. I did not do that. So on my list. Let's go back to the radar here. Yeah, Lake Lanier going to get some. Oh, you know what? I used to use this camera all the time at Lake Lanier Sailing Club. It was, I'm not sure if it's back up, but it was apparently, it was taken down it was given a, it said it was against community standards. I was like, really? That camera? Are you kidding me? Let me see if it's back up again. Because I used to love that camera. It wasn't the best camera in the world, but I always liked to have it. A lot of the resort cameras are down. Like the one at up there at near Hiawassee, that camera's down. The one over in Blue Ridge is down. There's quite a few cameras that are down right now. Yeah, that camera's not there. It's gone. Yeah, it's not there right now. I was just checking to see if it was back or not. It was not. So, hey, I appreciate you guys checking us out. We're averaging about 5 minutes, 38 seconds here on the watch party here as we continue to grow that subscriber base number. We're at 650 here this evening as we're tracking this active weather moving across North Georgia. If you could do us a favor real quick before you leave, please give us a comment if you can. Give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so at this time. Help us grow the channel. Help feed that algorithm. We've had about 3,000 viewers on here in the last little over hour or so of watching. So, again, I appreciate you guys checking out the channel and helping us out. Show us some love. See you guys doing the love thing there. Like I said, I'll get my Chat Ninja badge. It's only a matter of time. We'll get it back. All right, let's take some spotty showers going through the metro Atlanta area. That's not bad down there. But, boy, you get up here toward Alpharetta. I got some good downpours coming in Alpharetta, up toward Cumming. Let's go back to the Radar Omega because I know there's a couple cameras down that way. And let's get up to, let's check out the Cumming cameras here. Yeah. Oh, there we go. We got a good downpour going there. That's in the coming area right there. Let's check out this camera here. That one's down. All right. There's the other camera. Not looking too bad there. Getting like to look around a little bit. Dawson County. See the rain there, not looking bad. But the one that has got the best view, obviously, was that oh yeah, there's the Blairsville camera. Look at that wall cloud. Yeah, keep that subscriber thing going. Thank you, subscriber. Thank you very much. Look at that wall cloud coming into Blairsville right now. Got a nice little wall cloud. It's got that the sky's about ready to open up in Blairsville right now. Well, folks are saying, "Let me get home." And that camera's on automatic pan, by the way, so I do not control that. That is from the resort cameras. Now, if we ever get our camera network up and going, we will be that camera you see in the bottom right-hand corner, Dahlonega. That's the kind of camera we're looking to get, the part of our network. So I'm going to be trying to talk to some potential sponsors for that. Well, I can't really say who, but hopefully they'll be interested in maybe doing one of those things. But we'll be watching. Let's go back to the radar here. All right, Gainesville, Flowery Branch. Like I said, I'm only gonna. Buford's getting some rain right now. Looks like these storms up here on the north might be losing their punch just a little bit. I can switch over to the Greenville radar just to see how that's holding on. Yeah, keep that. There you go. Thank you for those 2 new subscribers. Thank you very much. But you can see where the strongest part of that storm is coming right into Blairsville right now. Look at that. Look at that real. So there's gonna be some real gusty winds going in there. I'm gonna keep going back to that live cam because I want to see that. Coming in some good rains, Coal Mountain. We got a lot going on here. Let's go back to that camera again. Walmart making a delivery. 77 degrees here in Blairsville right now, so it's already starting to cool off from that rain. Looks like that camera's splitting winds there between Dahlonega. I hope that camera didn't go down. All right, let's go back to the live here. There you go. Oh, we got a little special weather statement here on the Rome system. There's that. Not severe. Let's go over to that Rome one real quick. I'm going to switch back over to the Peachtree City one. Hold on a second. So, got some pretty good rains going through the Rome area right now. This is a special weather statement here. So, this is 40-mile-per-hour wind, so not quite severe. Like I said, we were watching the tail end line. Remember what I was just showing y'all? I said we got to watch the tail end line to see if any of those go severe or not. So, that's what's going there. And what's interesting is looks like the this line is catching up with the stuff that's out ahead of it. It's speeding up a little bit toward it. So sometimes when you get that, you might get a burst of energy with those when you get 2 systems kind of merged together there a little bit. Again, the setup for this is not tornadic. We're just looking at some straight line winds and some very gusty winds, 60 plus miles per hour. That's the big thing with this. And thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Thank you. Starting to get cloudy in Commerce. Chuck says, nothing yet in Flowery Branch, but we can hear it. They're hearing some thunder out there. I'm sure I'll start hearing some thunder out my door here pretty soon. Hey, Tate Farm, no, you guys are okay. Y'all, Athens will be getting to y'all a little bit later, probably within the next hour or so. I'm going to have to go run to the store sometime tonight and go get I have to go to Kroger late. I got to get my wife some yogurt for her work tomorrow. She didn't tell me when I went down there earlier. She forgot to tell me. So there we go. All right. Let's see here. Wow, tree sideways and lightning. Yeah, got to get some lightning with this. A little bit of wind and lightning. That's probably your big thing. Some small hail, but really it's kind of a wind and lightning thing. So see, yeah, Flower Branch, I'm sure you could hear, like I said, you get just across the lake, it's just coming down and buckets are coming. I see the lightning in there. I need to see I wonder if I can make that lightning bigger. I don't know, that's something I got to check at a future date. Check the settings. Yeah, I bet that's pretty bad now. Let's see. Oh, sorry about that. It's going over here. There's Blairsville. There it goes. There's the wind going into Blairsville right now. Check that top left-hand corner. As you can see there, some pretty gusty winds. See that flag really blowing hard there. So we got a really hefty thunderstorm coming into Blairsville. It's getting a little dark in Helen too right now. But you can see the conditions there in Blairsville. Pretty rough. I will add that camera to my network add-on here in a minute. I did not add that one camera to its own view, so I'll have to do that later. But you definitely see some rough conditions there. And I'm not even sure if, let me see here. Is it this? No, not that one. Is it this one? Yeah, I'm going to put a refresh on that because that camera don't look like it's refreshing. There it goes. Yeah, okay, there we go. There's the Daulana camera. I thought that looked like it was stuck. All right. I was like, that camera did not change. But there, yeah, you see the dark clouds there in Daulana too. So Daulana and Helen both getting in there. Thank you, subscriber. Appreciate that. And you can see that heavy stuff getting into those areas right about now. Where's that other Daulana camera? Is this one? I gotta save these. Yeah, there's the North Georgia campus there. So you see the heavy rain to the left part of that screen just kind of coming in over the mountains right now. So I need to go in here. I've got these saved as live 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't have the cities named. I need to make a note to myself. Got to fix that later. I know why I had it that way because I built it off another show. So is what it is. Again, there's our line. Continuing to move on through. You see where it goes all the way back into Alabama. But once the line is past your location, I see lightning out there now. Once it goes by, you're looking all right. I saw the lightning outside my door. That's outside my back door right there. It's a pretty decent camera. I've been very, very pleased with that camera. Yeah, none of y'all saying it's getting hard now. Hard rain too. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Rats DX say it's raining here badly. Getting dark in Banks County. Yeah, it's coming. So it's all coming on through. And y'all keep that. Let's see if we can get 15 more subscribers. That'd be pretty cool to get to 12.8 today. That'd be pretty nice. So if we want to get to 12, I'm all about even numbers. So we get 15 more of you guys. I'd appreciate it. This stuff down here toward the south needs to be watched because this stuff's. You look very closely at the reflectivity on there. So, I mean, that's getting a little heavier there. It's been pretty warm out ahead of this system, but you can clearly see how the temperatures have changed a bit as this stuff's gone by. So here's the 5 o'clock temperatures here. And I probably need to see if this will update here. Well, I probably need to. I know what I got to do. Hold on a second. Let me make sure it. Oop, wrong one. Ain't got it. Ah. I'm trying to make sure this is. There we go. Does feel like. Oh God, it feels like 98 in Calhoun. When the area. That's one bad thing these storms have been doing all day. I've noticed that today. Like we had some rains that blew through earlier, and what they did is it wet everything up, and then the sun comes back and the humidity just spikes, and you feel like temperature just goes up like crazy, really, really crazy. Hey, Luna Wolf 73 says she loves the app. By the way, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you loving our app. Yeah, the app is getting some nice. I've not checked the numbers today. I know we were getting close to 2,500. We were getting close on there. But if, by the way, you have not downloaded our app, and you're out there right now, and you're an Apple user, I just put the link in there right now. So if you're on your phone, if you're watching right now, you can download that app. That app is a great tool because you can track these storms. It's going to alert you when there's rain nearby, lightning nearby, severe weather alerts. It's also going to tell you about hour by hour forecast, future cast. It's a great app. We're going to make it better, by the way, because we're going to be adding some capabilities to it. We're still just waiting to get our website redesigned to be able to help that. So check that out. And I want to do that. Why to go over here? And for you Google Play, for you Android users, and there's like 800 of y'all out there Android. There's twice as many Apple users in Android as far as my user base is concerned. But anyway, for you Android users out there, here's the link to the Android for Google Play. You guys can check that out there too. It's free, don't cost you anything, and it's a great little weather app. 8 miles west of Blairsville, high winds, heavy rain, lightning, and thunder. Power flicking lasted about 20 minutes. Well, one thing I have not done, let me double check here while I'll keep you on this radar right here. Let me double check here. I want to see the power outage issues here. Let's see what we got going on here. Just going to pull up the state here. Yeah, we do have some power outages. Ooh, yeah, quite a bit. Wow. Check this out, guys. Let's go over here. Doesn't pull this up. We got approximately 48,000 without power right now. So we get some more down. Let me check. Let me see the counties. Let's see. I'll see if which counties are having the most right now. Yeah. Okay. There it goes. So here's the counties up here. So we had 305 in Dade, 5,000 in Walker County without power, 6,000 in Catoosa without power. Whitfield's got 4,700 without power. So these will start coming in and populating. I'm sure we're going to get some more updates because these same cells have been going over the same area. So I promise you we'll get some more power outages coming in here shortly. But yes, we've had a number of power outages with these storms. So hopefully power crews can get these up pretty quickly. Now I got some pretty good storms getting ready to knock on my front door here, getting really close. These are very nice looking, healthy storms. Just coming into Flowery Branch and Buford. So hopefully I don't have any power outages here, because if I get a power outage, I'm done. I don't have a generator yet. I don't have an UPS, a utility backup power system. It's something I need to get eventually. I would not, if I get this thing up to a real professional level, I'll pay to have a kick-in generator with a backup power and keep this thing going if the power ever gets knocked out. I definitely will pay for that if I ever get to that level, but we're not there yet. So I definitely take the time to do it. And thank you for that new subscriber. We got 2 new subscribers. We only got to get 11 more, folks. 11 more, and we got to 12,800. That is awesome. That is very nice. Thank you once again. Can't say that enough. So again, looking south of Atlanta, still just some spotty showers, really not bad. But we got to watch. One thing I look for, guys, look at the loop here, and watching the lightning here increasing. When you see lightning increase like that, that's an indication of storms that are strengthening. So I'm hearing a little thunder out there. And from a reflectivity standpoint, these look a little more robust than what we're seeing to the north. So it's possible we might see a warning come up here shortly. There is a special weather statement out there. So for that cell over Flowery Branch. So this is again 50 winds. It's borderline severe right now. 50-mile-per-hour winds. 55 is typically the mark. So again, we got some pretty good storms here going through Flowery Branch, Oakwood. Coming into Brazelton here very shortly. So getting into my neck of the woods, Mulberry. These are some pretty good storms. They're not quite severe, but they're close enough. You see the warnings up there to the north. So not quite severe, but it is very close. I mean, that's some pretty good reflectivity there. I think it's feeling the stuff from behind it. It might be some additional winds But I mentioned it got kind of hot and humid out here. I told you before, we've cooled off here a little bit now, but I had a feel like temperature like an hour ago. It was like 98 degrees. It was just very, very muggy outside. Go check out the quad cams here, see what's looking up there. It looks like, all right, rain's looking a little bit better there in Blairsville. Not raining in Helen yet. Dahlonega. Let me make sure I keep that on refresh. I'm going to go ahead and keep that. It is on refresh. Okay. So it looks like it's just cloudy up in Dahlonega yet. Not quite there. Thank you for that new subscriber, by the way. Pretty good. But Helen's looking all right so far. So the rain's just now getting in toward Dahlonega. Little gap. I mean, it's going to be pouring there in just a second. And then over toward Helen. Not overly bad yet. It hasn't gotten in there just yet either. So getting really close. Yeah, thank you very much. There's our current advisor. So right there. So this is our current look. This is our severe. This is our severe. This is your special weather statement. Special weather statement. So this one's for 40-mile-per-hour winds. This one's for 50. So not quite severe. Severe winds is thresholds 55 miles per hour or above, and they typically just say 60 whenever they get it. So that's what we're getting up in here. So definitely getting some pretty good storms moving through the area. I only got to get 8 more, man. We're getting so close. So proud of you guys. Again, I got to thank every last one of y'all. All the new subscribers came on here today. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I do. I'm not going to sit there and get the odometer events that's going to give us thousands of subscribers. We got to be more appreciative of the 50 or 60 we get on an event. That's where you got to make your gusto, And so I'm very appreciative of it. Every last one of y'all. Anyway, I know we're streaming on our Facebook. The problem with Facebook, by the way, Facebook, it'll come up hot initially. And as you lose people, you don't get them back. YouTube, you can get them back, but as long as y'all stay engaged. So y'all have been staying engaged over there, doing the likes and the subscribes and the comments. That keeps it going. Facebook, for whatever reason, doesn't work that way. So I've tried. Believe me, I did. That's why I always tell the folks over on Facebook, YouTube has to be our primary live severe weather event because we can hold our audience the best on YouTube. And now we'll say this, just give y'all a heads up. If we get the 24-hour streaming channel going like I want it to be going eventually, we'll be streaming these separately on YouTube, and we will add the Roku, Samsung TV. We'll add the other ones in time if we ever get to that point. It's all going to be dependent on y'all. I mean, whatever support you guys give, whatever audience we can grow, it will, if the audience is there to support it, we will do it. If not, it's okay. We'll keep with what we got. Nothing wrong with that. All I can say is thank God I'm not in Pennsylvania right now. They're getting some nasty stuff up that way, man. Anyway, let's go back here to the radar. Again, I keep hearing a little thunder outside my door. It's going to be getting real nasty outside my door here very shortly. And see my camera out there. If I had my camera turned the other way, I probably would see the clouds a little bit darker. So I could move that camera. You guys okay? Hey, can I go move that camera? Is that okay with you guys? Can I go ahead? I can go out there and do a little shift on it. Is that okay? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go out there and move that camera real quick. I'll mute my mic. I'll be right back. There we go. I just kind of moved it over. Not likely straight, but it'll work. But anyway, I can see the clouds and the stuff going. It's just started to rain in out my back door right now. So just coming into Brazelton at the moment off of 211. All right, let's go back to the radar. Let's see, we got that coming in here. So let's go back over the line here. So Cartersville, y'all are getting some stuff. Got a line just quickly going to move through there right now. Rome, you looks like you're done with it. So got a nice little all the way back to Cedartown. Coming into Rockmart. Nelson Ball Ground, getting another batch of rain coming through there as well. So, again, any of you guys behind that line, y'all are clear. Y'all looking good for tonight. Right through there, we're looking good. See, we got a couple more wind reports that have come in. Let's check these out. Let's see here. Tree down. That was at 610. Let's see what Chatsworth. Tree down. So we're getting trees being reported down here. These storms got a nice little punch to them, no doubt about that. Let's see, what are my winds doing right now? Not bad right now. Just started to rain. So I'll be monitoring when these storms come through me to see what my winds do. That was one thing I was so glad when I added my weather station and my weather camera, because when I was doing coverage back during the winter storm, I would run out the door to go see what the hell was going on, come back and do a lot of stuff. So now I don't have to do that. I got my own camera. I just look and see what's going on out my back door. And it's also, I got my weather station right here so I can see the data and see what's going on. So pretty cool. And yes, I'm a bit of a weather geek. What can I say? Cooling things off in Cartersville. Yeah, that storm doesn't look too bad for you guys there in Cartersville. It looks pretty decent. But the most intense part of the storm looks like on the radar looks like it's coming right at me. So I got this initial rain that's coming through right now. This little initial stuff. Whoa, sorry, let me grab this. So you got this initial stuff coming through, but the main rain shaft's still back here, so that's still got to come into me. Thank you for that new subscriber. Only got to get 6 more, man. Let's get 6 more. Make your voices heard. Join our family. Come on board. Hit that subscribe button. That's the other thing I like about this program. I can actually go 3D on this thing. Woo! I don't want to get too crazy though. I do like leaning it back just a little bit. I do that at the Fox station too. I like this, just a little tilt, just a slight. I had no idea there was a Birmingham, Georgia. You don't know about that? I had no idea there was a Birmingham there. Not a clue. See, learn stuff every day. Thank you for that new subscriber. There you go. Only got to get 5 more to go. All right, what we got here? Power blinked off completely in Flower Branch for maybe 10 seconds, but it's back on. Good. If I flicker out, guys, I'm done. All right, let me just put this out right now. Because if this thing flickers out, if I take a power hit, I'm done. I'm not going to be back up. So just going to let you know. Again, this isn't too bad. I enjoy doing this. I love staying with y'all. But if I get knocked off, which doesn't happen very often, by the way, it has to be pretty bad because we got underground utilities here. It'll have to be something really, really significant. But if I get knocked out, I'm not coming back up, just so you know. I'm just going to say that too. It's not worth all the hassle to get back up here. But I do appreciate y'all. Nothing but love for you. All right. Still got that special weather statement here coming up across our area here. Again, this is for 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. And it's moving at 35. So we go, hey, we only got to get one more. Who wants to be number 800? I really wish my chat ninja was there. I love to say hello to people when they do that. But there's that new special weather statement there. You see that kind of lining up. So not quite severe. Let's go back to the current watch warning map there. There it is. So still got some pretty good storms here back in Alabama coming through. Got the Rome one that's getting ready to go through. This is what's going through us right now. Here we go. We got to 800. Thank you, guys. Y'all are awesome. Whoops. Hearing the rain's coming out my back door. Yeah, let's see what's going on. There's the rain and the wind coming in right now. Starting to get. We've got a quick. I had 0.05 just came up here real quick. Let me see what my winds are doing. Winds are doing about 20 miles an hour right now. Hey, you have my permission to keep that subscriber thing going. Just because we hit 800 doesn't mean you can stop. You can keep going if you like to. Now, I will be, tomorrow I'll be working Fox 5, by the way, for those who are interested. I do freelance. I'm a freelance meteorologist, which means I'm not under any kind of contract with Fox. If they need help, I go help them. I fill in the occasional days. And I'll be, they're still down a person right now since David Chanley retired. So I'll be working tomorrow, the 10, the noon, and the 4 tomorrow. So you can catch me there, which I'm like, I got a problem as long as they don't have a problem with me doing this channel, which they've been very supportive and they have not had a problem with it. So I like to thank the guys at Fox for letting me do this. Yeah, ooh, that wind, 25 mile per hour wind gusts there. There it goes. Yeah, I got pretty good winds going through here right now. So I've got some pretty good winds coming into Braselton and Houston right now. See that line up, very nice. I do like this. I gotta admit that this new radar system I've got, really a lot easier to read the cities and stuff. It is so much better than the other system I was using because I just couldn't read it half the time. Look at these heavy rains here lining up. Would not want to be on 985 right now, 985 or 85. So a lot of lightning with this stuff, quite a bit of lightning. What I need to figure out, one thing that'll be nice when I get my new weather system is it's got a lightning counter, which I always love to have. Love to have a lightning counter. So let's take a look at the quad live here. Let's see what's going on here. So we got the rain in Braselton, Blairsville's raining. Looks like it's starting to rain there in Helen now. Dahlonega is getting raining. So all 4 locations getting rain right now. Eventually, it's going to get into the Athens area. Athens, you guys are, for the moment, where's the Athens camera? There's Dahlonega. Athens is here. Athens, you can see the rain shaft there off to the distance here from Sanford Stadium off to the west. So this is a good camera perspective right here because it's facing due west. So we'll be able to see any storms sneaking into the Athens area. That's camera 2. I need to really need to read those up. So you can see the rains going all now. The end of this stuff's going to catch Metro Atlanta, the west side of Metro Atlanta. This is all coming down this way. So good cluster storms that emerge with these 2 lines. I will say this. Let me check. I'm gonna switch radars real quick. Hold on. Yeah, these are definitely. I don't know if this warning will get extended into Raymond County or not because this storm looks like it's lost a little bit of its punch. So you guys there in Clayton, you're still going to get hit with a pretty decent storm, but I don't know if that's going to be severe or not for Clayton or Tallulah Falls. That may not pull through there. But a pretty good lightning around. I mean, the most intense part of the storm, just looking at the lightning, is around Flowery Branch, Buford, coming into the Braselton area. Absolutely. Auntie Sherry, good to see you. Putting a lot of lightning right now. Cartersville coming down. Again, hey, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so, man. Go ahead and keep adding to the family there as we tracking closer and closer to 13,000. We're not going to get that, obviously, on this broadcast, but that's okay. We kind of continue to grow this stuff a little at a time. Make sure you hit that notification bell, guys. If you're all the new subscribers that have come on here during the live broadcast, please hit that notification bell. It's so critical. It's so important. Really good for the health of the channel if you do. Not to mention alert you whenever we're doing the live broadcasts here in the future. Now, obviously, for summertime, there's a little thunder lightning out there right now, if you didn't hear that. You want to make sure that, we are on top of this. And with El Nino being, I would call it a wild card for the summer. I don't know. I think the summer is going to be a little bit atypical this year. I think it's going to be, there'll be a little more weather opportunities, I think, that we're going to have to track and deal with here than we would traditionally see. I don't think we're going to have an active tropical season, but then again, it only takes one storm. If you remember Hurricane Andrew in 1993, that was an El Nino year, and that was a strong El Nino year at that. But we had that one hurricane. People remember Andrew, and that's all it takes. So we'll stay on top of that for you guys. The big thing is we just don't want to see a repeat performance like we saw back with, and thank you for those 2 new subscribers. We're looking at 12807. Like we saw back with Helene. You know what these themed storms can do when they move inland, whether it be heavy rains or possible tornadoes, like with Ivan, for example. You want to make sure that you guys are on top of this stuff. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to give you all critical weather information. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to sit there and, tell you we're all going to die. I don't do that. My job is to keep you informed, keep you prepared, not scared, and tell you what you need to do to get prepared. That's my job. And if I do that job, and we'll keep doing it. I didn't think I was going to start my own weather business at 55 years of age. I really didn't. But that's what I'm doing, and I love to do it. And it's something that's my passion. My wife is extremely supportive, by the way. She's very explosive. We've made nice equipment upgrades with the computer and lights and microphones and green wall, which is not operational yet, but I got it ready. And we're going to be hopefully doing some good stuff here. We got the weather app up this year, but the big thing is trying to save that big weather computer because it's so expensive. But like I said, we're about a third of the way there. Yeah, Auntie Sherry, you're not going to have to worry about any tornadoes with this. We got some strong little winds, might knock your power out. Hopefully your power won't go out with you. But you don't need to go to a basement for what's coming through right now. I think we're okay. Now, we'll say this, guys. I will say this. Now, one of our sponsors, by the way, is a company called Tree Max. They're out of Gainesville. All right.